Good day everyone! Ayan, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Let me start by asking you something. Have you ever wondered what truly separates something you own from something you owe? Well, today, we are going to dive into that. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Limmuel Ador Dionisio together with my amazing teammates, Karl, Abenoja, and Mr. Kenneth, Sapla, are the hustlers. And lastly, Marianne, Manuncia, and Paolo Villacorta are the hackers of our group. And yeah, we are here to bring you a clear and detailed explanation on our topic to be discussed today. So first, we have the assets and liabilities, and later on we will discuss how technology, invention, and innovations connects to these concepts. First things first, what are assets and liabilities? These two terms are extremely important in the world of business and personal finance. Okay, we have to discuss assets first. Assets are things you own that have value. These can be resources or properties that can help you generate income or provide future benefits. For examples include cash, savings, real estate investments, vehicles, or even intellectual property like patents. Anything that adds value to your life or businesses and can be converted into money is considered an asset. So while the liabilities, ano nga ba ang liabilities? On the other hand, are things you owe or you owe. These are your financial obligations or debts, utang such as loans, credit cards, balances, mortgage, and unpaid bills. Basically, liabilities take money out of your pockets, of our pockets, because they are the obligations that you need to pay in the future. Mr. Reporter, ano po ba ang pinagkaiba ng dalawa na ito? Now, let's talk about the differences and similarities between the two. The first one is ownership versus obligation. Assets represents ownership of something valuable, while liabilities represent an obligation to pay or settle something in the future. The second one is cash flow impact. Based on what I have learned, assets generally bring money in, either directly through income like rental property or indirectly by increasing in value like stocks, while liabilities, however, usually take money out because they require payments with interest. Okay, the third one is impact on net worth. Assets increase your net worth while liabilities decrease it. As simple as that, the assets, siya yung nagpapasok ng pera sa atin, while the liabilities, siya naman po yung naglalabas ng pera sa atin. Okay, let's move forward to the similarities between the two. The first one is both are recorded in your financial statements because it affects your financial position. As simple as that. The second one is both play a role in decision making. So sa part na to, talagang nagpuput tayo ng decision making for businesses and individuals because balancing is the key, or balancing them is the key to financial health. The third one is both can exist. So nag-exist siya together. For example, you may have an asset like for example a car, but also a liability like the loan you used to buy that car. Hindi naman pa pwedeng kapag bumili ko ng car, yung maintenance nun pababayaan ko na. So both of them can exist. So in short, assets, yun yung ino-own natin, while the liabilities, yun yung own natin. The bigger the gap between the two, the assets and liabilities, the stronger your financial standing is. So now, we have to discuss the differences between the technology, invention, and innovation. The first one is technology. Technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes. So it includes tools, machines, systems, and methods that help solve problems or make tasks easier. Technology is present in almost every aspect of life, from transportation and communication to healthcare and education. For example, it includes the internet, computers, and smartphones, which allow us to connect and work efficiently in today's world. The second one is invention. An invention is the creation of completely new product, process, or idea that did not exist before. So it represents the original concepts made by an inventor to address a need or problem. For instance, the invention of the light bulb by Thomas Edison and the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell changed the way people lived and communicate. Inventions are the foundation of progress because they introduce something entirely new to society. Third one is innovation. When we say innovation, it is the improvement or significant change applied to existing products, services, or processes. Unlike invention, which creates something new, innovation focuses on making what already exists better, faster, more efficient, or more user-friendly. For example, modern LED bulbs are an innovation of the traditional incandescent light bulb, and smartphones are an innovation of early mobile phones. So, innovation drives continuous improvement and adapts technology to meet current needs. So, Mr. Reporter, ano po ba ang importansya or significance sa makabagong mundo ginagalawan natin nitong tatlo na to? So, based on what I have learned, technology, invention, and innovation are interconnected concepts that all contribute to the advancement of the society. They share the common goal of improving human life by solving problems, making tasks easier, and creating opportunities for growth. All three play a significant role in shaping the modern world. Because technology provides practical applications, while inventions introduce new ideas and tools, and innovations enhance these ideas to adapt to changing needs. So together, they drive economic development, they improve communication, they advance healthcare, and make everyday life more convenient and efficient. So without them, progress in education, business, and transportation, and global connectivity would not be possible. And that includes my part. So now, let's move on to the next topic, which will be discussed by Miss Manuncia.
So Unit 1, Introduction to Technopreneurship, General Objective, to introduce students to the foundational concept of technopreneurship, emphasizing the role of technology in creating innovative solutions to customer problems. The discussion aims to develop mindset that is both entrepreneurial and technologically aware, helping learners understand how to identify opportunities, analyze customer pain points, and design technology-driven business solutions. First, let's discuss what are the customer pain points. Customer pain points are the specific problems, frustrations, or challenges that customers face in their daily lives, work, or specific tasks. These are the unmet needs that create opportunities for technopreneurs to build solutions. So next, what is solution? In technopreneurship, a solution is a tech-driven product or service that eliminates or reduces the customer pain points. To make it simple, think of it like this example. A person has a headache. That's the pain point. So the solution of technopreneur to this problem is to create a new kind of painkiller that works faster and has no side effects. So let's tackle also why difference matter. As a technopreneur, you must first identify the pain points because this is where the opportunity lies. Then, design the solution to effectively address it. Skipping the pain points and jumping straight to building a product can lead to solutions that no one actually needs. The key takeaway is technopreneurs don't start with the product. They start with the problem. By deeply understanding customer pain points, they use technology to create smart, scalable solutions that lead to successful businesses.
So, good morning everyone. I am Kenneth Sapla. And now, let's move on to the next topic, which is stakeholders. So, stakeholders is organizations, individuals, or groups that have interests or concerns in a project, businesses, or decisions. They can affect or be affected by the outcome of the product. So, stakeholders ay may dalawang parts, which is the internal and external stakeholders. So, pag sinabi natin internal, from the word itself, internal, nasa loob ng organizations or which is the employees, the managers, and the owners. While the external stakeholders is the customers, suppliers, and etc. So, meaning to say, pag sinabi natin stakeholders, is tayo, no? We can be affected by the product or the services. So, isa pang example is school. So, the teachers and the students is what we call the stakeholders because they use the school for educational purposes. And also, the government who supports the school is what ay tinatawag din nating stakeholders. So, meaning to say, lahat ng naapektuhan ng isang services or isang businesses or projects is parts ng tinatawag na stakeholders. So, next is influencer. So, influencer is also a part of stakeholders. So, influencer is someone who has the ability to affect the opinions or behaviors or decisions of others. So, influencer, sila yung mga tao na sabihin na natin kilala sa lipunan. They have influencer, they have wide number of followers or sa madaling salita, popular or kilala sa lipunan. So, example of influencer is Zainab Barake and Ivana Alawi. We all know that Zainab and Ivana, malawak yung kanilang tagahanga, no? So, influencer, So, Ivana and Zainab Barake uses their social media accounts, their social media followers to promote their businesses or services na tinatanggap nila, no? So, that's influencing. They use their ability, they use their resources to affect other people or para makakuha ng or para ma-promote yung isang product.
So what is customer segments? Customer segments are the different groups of peoples or organizations your enterprise aims to reach and serve. These include users who might not generate revenues but which are necessary for the business model to work. Types of customer segments is the mass market, niche, segmented, diversified, multi-sided. The first one is mass market. In mass market products and services, which target the mass market segments have a broad appeal and often cover the overall population, etc. The mass market approach doesn't rely on any specific segmentation and instead aims to be efficient by treating everyone the same. In reality, there are very few companies that do this. Most companies apply some level of segmentation. Customer segments. Niche market. A niche market refers to a specific customer segment with highly defined characteristics. This segment requires a highly tailored product custom made to suit their needs. Therefore, the value for positions, channels, and customer relationships are tightly defined by the preferences of the particular customer segments. Segmented. Some business models distinguish between market and segment, while slightly different needs and problems. The retail arms of a bank like Credit Suisse, for example, may distinguish between a large group of customers, each possessing assets up to $100 and smaller group of affluent clients, each of whose net worth exceed US $500,000. Both segments are similar but varying needs and problems. This has implications for the other building blocks of Credit's business model, such as the value proposition, distribution channels, customer relationship, and revenue stream. Consider micro-precision system, which specializes in providing outsourced micromechanical design and manufacturing solution. It serves three different customer segments: the watch industry, the medicated industry, and the industrial automation sector, and other each slightly different value proposition. Diversified. A business that decides to take the diversified approach to customer segmentation will select a wide range of customers group with very different needs. Often companies diversity as they migrate to new customers and markets. Examples include Amazon diversifying into cloud service based on its utilizing its core infrastructure, and Apple migrating into Apple TV based on its previous development of Apple Music. Multi-sided platforms or multi-sided markets. Some organizations need to attract two or more independent customer segments belonging into two or more totally different sites in order to succeed. A credit card company, for example, needs a large base of credit card holders and large base of merchants who accept these credit cards. Similarly, an enterprise offering a free newspaper needs a large reader base to attract advertisers. On the other hand, it also needs advertisers to influence production and distribution. Both segments are required to market and a business model work.
Types of market segmentation. Market segmentation is a fundamental marketing strategy that involves dividing a broad target market to smaller, more manageable subgroups of consumers who share commonly characteristics and are likely to respond similar to specific marketing efforts. Ang goal ng segmentation ay una, identify the niches. Discover specific customers' needs that are not being fully met. Pangalawa, target effectively. Must focus on resources on the most profitable customer groups. Pangatlo, marketing personalized marketing. Create a tailored message, products, and services that resonate deeply with each segment. At ang pang-apat ay to improve ROI para maximize ang return ng investment ng marketing campaigns. Merong apat na primary and common types ang market segment. Ito ang demographic, geographic, psychographic, and behavioral. Una, ang demographic segmentation. Ang demographic segmentation is dividing the market into segments based on observable statistical characteristics of population. Ito ang pinaka-simplest and most effective method as the data is generally accessible through census data, public records, and consumer servers. Merong 7 key variables ang demographic segmentation. Una, age. Pangalawa, gender. Pangatlong, income, education, occupation, family size, marital status, at pang-pito, ang nationality, cultural. Ang example ng demographic segment ay halimbawa, nagtitinda ang kumpanya ng mga luxury cars. Ang maaaring target nito ay mga high-income professionals na nag-age ng 40 to 65 dahil sila yung mostly likely to have the disposable income and desire for higher status vehicles. Pangalawa is ang psychographic segment. Ito ay dividing the market based on consumers' psychological attributes such as value, attitude, lifestyles, interests, and personality traits. This segmentation dives deeper than demographic to understand why people buy. Ang psychographic segments ay meron namang 5 key variables. Ito ang lifestyle, personality traits like adventurous, introverted, extrovert, conscientious, or impulsive. Pangatlo ay ang activities, interests, and opinions, o mas kilalang AIO, mga hobbies, political views, environmental concerns, social attitudes, and iba pa. Ang pang-apat naman ang values and beliefs, fundamental beliefs that influence purchasing decision. Ang last ay ang social status, perception of one place in society which often influence the brands they seek. Ang example naman nito is mga outdoor gear company like Patagonia. They might target a psychographic segment characterized by strong environmental values and that person's lifestyles promoting their commitment to sustainable and durability.
So ayun, tapos nang i-discuss ni Mr. Abenoja ang dalawang parts ng market segmentation. And now let's talk about yung dalawa pang important types ng market segmentation, which are the behavioral segmentation and geographic segmentation. So the third one is behavioral segmentation. When we say behavioral segmentation, it divides the market based on how consumers behave towards a product or services. So it focuses on their buying habits, usage patterns, brand loyalty, and decision-making process. So this type of segmentations helps businesses understand why customers choose a certain product or how they use it. So these are the some key factors in behavioral segmentations. It includes, the first one is purchase behavior. How often customers buy and what motivates their purchase. So kasama rito po yung mga discounts, the quality, the convenience. So the second one is usage rate, categorizing customers as light, medium, or heavy users of a product. So the third one naman ay brand loyalty. So dito ina-identify those who stick to a brand versus those who switch brands often. So the fourth one is benefits sought. So understanding what benefits customers are looking for, affordability, luxury, durability. So mahalaga po talaga to. So the fifth one is occasion-based buying. So products purchased for specific events or holidays. So this approach is very useful because it helps companies to personalize marketing strategies and offer products that fit the customers' lifestyles and preferences. So now, let's move forward sa ating pinaka-last part ng market segmentation, which is the geographic segmentation. When we say geographic segmentation, it is to divide the market based on the location. It is considered factors such as the country, kung saan yung region mo, the city, climate, and population density, because businesses use this segmentation to target customers according to their geographical needs and according to their cultural differences. So these are the examples of geographic segmentation. The first one is climate-based products. Companies selling winter coats target cold regions while beachwear brands focus on tropical areas. So the second one is urban versus rural markets. Fast food chains might focus more on urban areas where there is higher foot traffic or demand. The third one is country or regional preferences. So some products are marketed differently depending on cultural or regional traditions. So those 4 types of segmentation help businesses understand their customers better, create target campaigns, and improve customer satisfaction. So that concludes of our discussion for today. And before we end, always remember, Technopreneurship is more than just a subject. It is a mindset. From the concepts we learned in Unit 1 to 3, including the market segmentation, the assets and liabilities, behavioral and geographic, etc., all of these are stepping stones towards building innovative solutions for the future. So thank you for joining us today. Let's continue to dream big, innovate, and create businesses that make a difference. So again, I am Limmuel Dionisio, and together with my group mates, let's shape the future of technology and entrepreneurship. So thank you, that's all. Bye.